Hey guys, thank you for checking out the channel. So we all know Fortnite just launched a new season, a new chapter really. And the new chapter brought a new map, which brought some new POIs. But there are a couple of iconic locations that made it into the new world. One of our favorites being Salty Springs, which is what we're going to focus on today. So first off, majority of this POI seems the same, but to a player that may favor this location as a dropping spot may have noticed a couple small differences, which leads me to my first point. So without further ado, let's get the video rolling. With both Salty Springs from the previous chapter and the current one being almost 100% the same, I've directed this one mainly to two houses located in this area. Well, you may have noticed from landing there these past couple of days, neither of these houses currently still have the basements that they used to. Arguably, it's nothing crazy, but each of these houses used to provide an additional 2 chests per house, and we would all have to admit, after leaving Salty Springs, who wouldn't want some additional shield after all that action? With that being said, let's move on to my second point. So the current and previous location of Salty Springs on the map has not been changed dramatically. Yes, there is a new map, but we could all agree Salty Springs on the previous map and Salty Springs on this current map all share a similar position in the central of their map, if that makes any sense. As landing at Salty Springs in chapter 1 or chapter 2 will still leave you with a great chance of getting the first circle. And getting the first circle usually means a lot more time for getting better loot and a lot more time to get some kills going, since you're not going to be running from the storm all the time. You have to admit, if you've landed at Salty Springs in these past couple of days, particularly in solos, you'll notice that Salty Springs is not the Salty Springs we're all used in the previous chapter. There's a lot less gunfire and a lot less sweaty soccer skins. Even though some may argue this is better, which could mean you have a lot more time getting around Salty Springs and you got a lot better loot. So this point could create some mixed feelings. But I'm just saying, if you've set out and trying to get a high kill game, then Salty Springs might not be that great of an option that you used to in the previous chapter. After all, decent loot makes up for the rest of it. Now in chapter 1, Fatal Fields, Dusty Divot, which then connects you to Lucky Landing or Retail Row. All these POIs have something in common, and that Salty Spring is at the center of that chain. In the previous seasons, leaving Salty Springs with an enormous amount of loot, great weapons, and a lot of ammo has always been seen as a myth, which makes selecting and hoping that the next POI you choose to rotate towards hasn't been looted that much shows a lot more important. And with all those POIs being so closely together, if you've chosen to rotate towards Fatal Fields and it's been completely wrecked, you can always go a minute further and stop by a Lucky Landing, as if it's not in the storm. However, this is arguably not the same with the new Salty Springs, as the closest POI quite some distance away, making your chances of getting engaged in another fight before you have enough shotgun shells highly more likely. Now with all that being said, we can all agree that Fortnite has done a great job and the new season is pretty wonderful despite those little changes. I am really enjoying the new season so far, so there's not really much to hate at this moment or dislike at all. So that's gonna be the end of this video for today. If you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and state which Salty Springs you prefer down in the comments. If you prefer both, please do the same. And as you guys may have noticed, this channel is pretty new, so if you guys could feel free to hit the subscribe button, that will help me out a lot, and I promise to have weekly content coming pretty soon. That is all for today guys, until next time.